Bueno, let's begin. Bienvenido al episodio número 11. Today, I'm stuck in my hotel room. Want to know why? Let me just open my window. Tell me what you can hear. Can you believe it? A rainy summer's day in the Mediterranean city of Barcelona. A rainy day indeed. A rainy day in Spanish is un día lluvioso. Un día lluvioso. Well, a rainy day is one spent indoors. I mean, who wants to go out in this weather? Not me. The good news is that it provides us the perfect opportunity to go over the weather in Spanish. We British love talking about the weather as it's the perfect icebreaker. No pun intended. In English, when describing the weather, we refer to what it is. For example, it is raining. It is sunny. It is hot. It is nice. It is cold. And so on. Well, in Spanish, not only do we refer to the weather in terms of what it currently is, but we also refer to the weather in terms of what it makes. What it makes? How peculiar, you may be thinking. Well, instead of saying that it is hot, in Spanish, we say it makes heat. Instead of saying it is cold, we say it makes cold. Instead of saying it is nice weather, we would say it makes nice weather. Instead of saying it is bad weather, in Spanish we say it makes bad weather. Finally, not only do we refer to the weather in terms of what it is currently doing and in terms of what it makes, but in Spanish, we would thirdly refer to the weather in terms of what there is or what there are. For example, there are clouds. There is fog. There is sun. There is rain. Have I just dumped a lot of information on you? Let's make sense of these three ways of referring to the weather in Spanish. We should begin with what we are familiar with in English, describing what the weather is. To describe what the weather is currently, in this same moment, we use the verb estar. Estar, E-S-T-A-R, means to be, in a temporary, non-permanent state. In Spanish, we conjugate a verb depending on who is performing the action. Because we refer to the weather in third person, we conjugate the verb estar to its third person form. Está. Está. Está means it is. Say it after me. Está. So, to say it is sunny, we say está soleado. Está soleado. To say it is cloudy, we say está nublado. Está nublado. To remember nublado, think of little nubs in the sky. To say it is raining, we say está lloviendo. Está lloviendo. To say it is snowing, we say está nevando. Está nevando. To remember this, just think of the state of Nevada. Nevada means snowy. Nevada is a very hot state. However, in winter, its mountains become snow-capped. Hence its name Nevada. So, to help us remember this phrase, it is snowing, we can just say Está nevando en Nevada, meaning it is snowing in Nevada. Cool! So now we are beginning to understand how we can describe the weather in terms of what it currently is. Let's move on. I'm going to break down how we refer to the weather in terms of what it makes. To do that, we use the verb hacer. Again, we conjugate this verb hacer to its third person form. And that's because we are talking about the weather in third person. The third person conjugation of hacer, spelt H-A-C-E-R, is hace. Yep, we simply remove the R from the verb hacer and voila. Hacer means to make or do. Hace means it makes or it does. Unlike in English, where we say it is hot or cold, in Spanish, we say it makes heat or it makes cold. And when we're referring to it, of course, we are referring to the weather in third person. Remember, in Spanish, we do not say it is hot, but instead we say it makes heat. So, to say it makes heat in Spanish, we say hace calor. Hace calor. When you say calor, I want you to think of the color red. Oh, I want you to think of a hot summer's day. I want you to think of heat in the kitchen, because calor means heat. Uf, hace mucho calor. If we want to say it is cold, we say it makes cold. Hace frío. Hace frío. One more time. If we want to say it is cold, we say it makes cold. Hace frío. In English, when the weather is good, we often say that it's a nice day. In Spanish, we would say it makes a good time. Of course, we're referring to the weather. So, to say that, we say hace buen tiempo. It makes a good time. Hace buen tiempo. When the weather is bad, we say that it makes a bad time. Hace mal tiempo. Finally, in Spanish, when describing the weather, we can talk about things there are, like wind, or rain, or clouds, or fog, etc. To do this, we use the word I, spelt H-A-Y. Not like hey, though. In Spanish, the H is silent, and so we pronounce just the A and Y. It's pronounced like the word I in English. Say it after me. I. I means there is or there are. So, to say there is wind, we say hay viento. Hay viento. To say there is fog, we say hay niebla. Hay niebla. To say there is rain, we say hay lluvia. Hay lluvia. To say there are clouds, we say hay nubes. Hay nubes. Awesome, people. We covered a lot there, so give yourself a small pat on the back. And you know what? Look, I'm on holiday. As the English say, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Unfortunately, I didn't pack a raincoat or an umbrella. Duh, of course not. But I believe I can get an umbrella downstairs from reception. Come on then, let's go downstairs and get ourselves an umbrella so we can take to the streets. While we wait in the elevator, let's go through what we've learned. How would you say, it is hot? Or more correctly, it makes heat. Hace calor. Hace calor. How would you say, it is cold? Or more correctly, it makes cold. Hace frío. Hace frío. How would you say, it is good weather? Or, it makes a good time? Hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. How would you say, it is bad weather? Or, it makes a bad time? Hace mal tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. How would you say, there is wind? Hay viento. Hay viento. How would you say, there is rain? Hay lluvia. Hay lluvia. How would you say, there is fog? Hay niebla. Hay niebla. How would you say, there are clouds? Hay nubes. Hay nubes. How would you say, it is sunny? Está soleado. Está soleado. How would you say, it is raining? Está lloviendo. Está lloviendo. How would you say, it is cloudy? Está nublado. Está nublado. How would you say, it is snowing? Está nevando. Está nevando. Fantastic! You have completed the test. How did you find it? I have to say, that was a very slow elevator. Good job I don't have claustrophobia. Right. Let's go to the reception and ask for a complimentary umbrella. Hola, señor. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo le va? I need to ask this gentleman if he can lend me a raincoat. To do that, I will ask, ¿Me puede prestar un impermeable? ¿Me puede prestar un impermeable? Señor, ¿me puede prestar un impermeable? Wait, what? He doesn't have a raincoat to spare? Okay, let me ask him if he has an umbrella. To ask, do you have an umbrella? You would say, ¿Tiene un paraguas? Tiene un paraguas. Ready? Señor, ¿tiene un paraguas, por favor? Ay, muchas gracias, señor. The cheek! The receptionist has just told me I'd need to pay €5 just to borrow the umbrella. Talk about taking advantage. I'm going to give him the money though, because I don't want to be stuck inside. Bueno, señor, aquí están sus €5. Muchas gracias. Pff. Ya, estoy listo. I am ready. Let's go outside and have a rainy adventure. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? The rain's gone. It's beautiful now. I paid €5 for nothing. Never mind. At least I can enjoy that Mediterranean sun that I was expecting. If you want to download the transcript of this and every other Immersive Spanish podcast episode, sign up to our Patreon. With our Patreon, you will have access to all of our additional learning resources to fast-track your learning and progress. To find our Patreon, head over to immersivespanish.net. To really consolidate what you've learned, go back and repeat each episode of Immersive Spanish until you can remember all the words we've learned together. I'm thrilled to announce that I've just released another podcast for intermediate learners called Short Stories by Immersive Spanish. Here, we use sound design and music to help tell short, fun stories entirely in Spanish. If you have enjoyed this podcast, it would really help if you could leave a rating on Spotify or write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Hasta luego, mis amigos.